And he
Hello, and welcome to Tuesday Night Live with Philippine American couple. That's me. The other person in the couple is in the other room. It is Tuesday night, of course, 5:30 p.m., January the 17th, great year of the 2023, approximately 60 degrees, and I don't know, maybe it'll rain. I don't know. So welcome. Our first honored guest of the night is the lovable, the misguided Mr. Yank.
What a prick.
Welcome to the house. How are you today?
What a prick. I'm fine. How are you?
Good. Can you hear me well?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
You can't hear me?
Very muffled.
Very muffled, huh?
Yeah, very low. Yeah.
Is it higher now?
Maybe.
I mean, maybe.
Maybe. That's either maybe. Yes, it could be. Maybe it's not. I don't know for sure.
Oh, you know for sure. It's got to be one or the other, man. Come on. What do you think?
Yeah. I'll say yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I'll say a little higher.
Is that right?
So what are you up
Let
to?
me see.
So what are you up to today, man?
Wait a minute.
Hey, you got a new
Let me see.
avatar. Looks good, man.
Yeah. What's
That
up?
looks much better than your old one.
Well, it was a clear. The other ones were too grainy, too many pigments, you know?
Yeah, no, this looks good. The colors.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good
Monk,
one, man.
what do you call it? Uh, Simply Monk, a guy out of UK. He did that for Christian, for me. He passed
Yeah.
along. So I got a
Uh-huh.
photo of. Oh, my voice should be real loud now.
Yeah, you're good now. Yeah.
Well, I don't want to be too loud. That's the thing. That's why I need a set that I can hear myself through, so I know because my hearing ain't good. So my voice sometimes is too high.
I think right now you're about the right pitch. You're about the
All
right.
right.
Yeah.
So what was I saying?
Your new avatar, your new logo icon there.
Oh yeah. I don't know how to do much on a computer, but I went to Facebook and some of the albums I got, and I downloaded them, and then I transferred them over to above on the channel. See
Yeah.
that boat with the right people with the rice hats on it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that. I just put that up there. I got a couple of those. I mean, a couple. Actually got hundreds, but
Wow.
I decided to put that up there too, since it was Filipinish.
Yeah. I like that image. I have a couple of pictures that I took the first time I went to the Philippines. I'll have to show them to you sometime, but a couple pictures of the Filipino type boats out in the water, the low tide
Uh,
in the morning. It's kind of
they're,
foggy out. They're one of my favorite pictures I ever took.
they're kind of got that Hawaiian thing,
Yeah, yeah.
with the
Outriggers,
that balance, whatever bar, whatever that is.
the outriggers.
Let me see. The voice is still a little loud here, but
Um,
anyway, where's the other half of the show? It's a ripoff, man. What kind of ripoff is this?
hey, it's the best of time.
She's in the other room, blaming it on overtime.
No, well, she may be resting for a little bit. She's going to do some stuff later. I don't know what she's doing. If you say bad things, she'll come and find out. So,
So all those ladies went to that birthday party. That's where all those nice photos were. Everybody dressed up.
Yeah, but now your microphone is too you're staticky. Something's going on with your microphone.
Staticky. Oh, that's because I clicked on something here.
Yeah, it's like you're rubbing your finger across it, maybe, or something.
That's I just went over to the volume to check it out here.
Yeah, they went. She had a birthday party this weekend to go to.
Hmm.
She did,
Yeah,
and nice party.
they were dressed up
Yeah, well, why not?
like a Hollywood party there.
Yeah, a little bit of a glam party. You know how the ladies like? They like to get fancied up. And,
Yeah.
you know, have dinner and do whatever it is girls do at lunch.
You're waiting at home there and put her big bunny slippers on or something. She got on.
Bunny slippers.
Yeah, you put bunny slippers on her, right?
So you're breaking up again. I don't. Did you mess up your mic or something?
Oh man, I don't know what I did, dude. Sheesh. I gotta mess around here. I don't know what the hell I did. No idea. I went like this. It's a pissed off sounding dog there, man. Yeah, man, I'll try to fixing her here.
Sorry, I had to beat my dog. I had to yell at the dog.
Yeah, it sounded like it. Damn. Okay. Let me see.
Yeah, but no, they there you go. You sound better now. I don't know what you did, but you're not as staticky.
I don't know. I think it's this computer.
Not
Supposed to be a
mine.
good one, but I've had this issue before with a different headset. So
Yeah, now
I don't.
now you're messed up.
I messed up again, huh?
Yeah, and now you're gonna look like the. So it's like
I'll figure it out.
it's cutting out a little bit.
I'll figure it out.
We just need to get you a good system, man.
Yeah. Well, I don't have
You know, oops.
your money.
Money. We have no money. We're poor. We live.
If I had your money, I'd be able to do lots of things.
We live in America, man. We're poor.
Boy.
Only
All
rich
right.
people live in poor countries like you. You know.
All right.
So, you know.
Staticky?
All right.
Huh? It's all right. For now. All right.
No, you're still all choppy,
Choppy.
like choppy.
How could that be? Oh. Anyway, what's going on with you today?
What's going on with us? Not a lot. You know, it's a busy day. I made some more pork belly lechon for somebody's for the birthday girl from Saturday. I made her one
Oh,
for her birthday, so I did that and had to run a couple errands. And you know, tomorrow I got a big day. I'm going to be working on all these watches I purchased on auction. I'm getting ready to put those on the market to sell. The ones I didn't keep for myself. So you know.
oh yeah.
Timmy says hello, and she's in the house. Timmy, we appreciate you. Appreciate you shouting us out and taking care of us. She's probably even saying hello to Anthony.
What's that? Who's that?
Timmy?
Oh, Tim? Oh. Yeah, I'm on a different thing looking at the microphone, so I can't see who it is.
Yeah. So,
Is it better now?
now your microphone's still way messed up.
Really?
Yeah, it almost sounds staticky, but also like you're speaking really fast.
Fast.
Like, hello, how are you doing? It's good to see you now today.
Let me go up.
And then you're missing words, as
Go
you do
out.
that.
I'll go out and come back.
Try that.
See if it works that way.
Hello, my friend there. How are you? Hey, welcome to the channel. We got some interesting questions for you tonight. Cynthia Johnson, thank you for joining us. We got Timmy in the house. If you guys aren't friends, appreciate you guys shouting us out, making friends with everybody. We would love for everybody to get to know each other. Static sound. See? Here. See? Anthony.
I can't see.
So
I can't see.
it's afternoon where you are. It's evening where I'm at. It's approximately 5:45 p.m.-ish. Thank you for the thumbs up and the shout out. Glad you're doing good. We're doing good. It's about 60 degrees, so it's a very, very nice day for the dead of winter for us. So we're very happy about the weather. I just put out a video on purses, which I know nothing about, that I bought. So that's, it's one that we just released. And we are very pleased that you've chosen to take your time to come to our live stream. I greatly appreciate it. Everybody who takes time out of their day to come in to listen to us, because there'll be a bunch of us discussing things and we will go off in the ditch many of times. So I'm greatly appreciative of you. So, and Mr. Yank is back.
Yeah, I'm back.
Yeah, I got a couple questions tonight. So you sound okay now.
Okay.
I got a question or two for everybody tonight that comes
Oh
on.
boy.
And I had a more of I don't want to say a dirty minded question, but I had more of a
Oh, I would.
well, but I'm not a dirty minded person like you.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah.
So I did have one
If
question, but
your dogs could talk.
Hey, don't pick on my doggies. So here's my question.
All right.
It's kind of, there's two questions.
Mm-hmm.
And let me see here. Put this down on a ticker. Would you recommend, and this is for anybody, guy or girl, and there's going to be a second part to this question also. So would you recommend a friend or a family member to date a Filipina?
Yeah, sure.
And
I always do.
But why? That's the question.
Yeah.
That's the first part of this question is why.
Well, I think you know why, because you married to one.
But you know why I married her?
Why? I don't know.
She told me to.
She had money, huh?
Yeah, my wife said, "Hey, here's what we're doing. You're going to buy me this diamond ring, and we're getting married." So that's what we did. Just kidding.
Uh-huh.
So that's one question I have for everybody. Would you recommend a friend or a family member to date a Filipina? Now, it's a good question for the Filipinos in the audience. Do you recommend that? Would you recommend men, to date one from another country, let's say? Then here's my second question. It kind of goes along with this.
Mm-hmm.
And this is kind of more for, well, no, this could be for both. The Filipinos and the Americans or the foreigners. Would you want your sister to date a Filipino? So would you want your sister to date a Filipino man?
No.
Ha!
Now, don't get me in trouble here.
Now
what? No, nothing.
Well, that's an interesting thing. Okay, I would encourage people to date a Filipino, but not a Filipino.
I can't speak on the man part, man. I don't know. I think if you compared them to Philippine society to United States society, then I would say yes on both counts for Filipinos.
So Timmy says, I'm hoping I get this right, Timmy. You're saying that you would not want your sister to date a Filipino or a Filipino man.
Well, my oldest sister should be lucky she can get anybody if anybody did want her. So
she's an American woman.
Well, that depends, Yeah. It just depends. It's like anything else, you know. It's good ones and not good ones. Uh, if we were in their society, then no, because it's most of the women that work and the men don't.
well, and that's part of the
It's
culture.
kind of, but that's not a very fair. You know, you can't really.
Who said anything about
I
being
don't know.
fair? I'm just trying to cause trouble.
Yeah,
Not
I noticed.
fair. So
Uh-huh. Well,
she was.
I got a ladyboy brother-in-law. If you're interested.
Well, I'm married, so
Yeah.
so if the guy is interested in to meet a Filipina, yeah, and I agree with that. But here's part of the question: is most people I know, male and female, from any walk of life, pretty much,
Hmm.
from any would say, yeah, it'd be really good for that person to meet a Filipina, right?
Right. Sure.
But I really haven't met more than one or two that had said, yeah, I would, here's a Filipino guy that maybe you want to meet. So I think that's the interesting one.
Everything.
What is wrong with
Well,
Filipino?
like, all being equal, everybody has a decent income. You know, there's all kinds of variables there.
For sure, but does that any of that matter?
Well, when you're 16, it don't, but when you get older, it does.
So
That's part of it.
so what I guess my real question is, what is wrong with Filipino men?
Okay.
Now, and I know some
Yeah.
Filipino men that are really good dudes. I mean, and they're very successful. Now,
Yeah.
granted,
I
small numbers.
matter of fact, one of my sister-in-law, she works all the time, and she's one of those that would rather have something given to her. So I figured that I'd get her a subscription to uh, Filipino Cupid and let her find her own guy.
So here's let me post this. And what ladies, you girls are welcome to talk on the panel. I promise we won't torture you. I promise. I can't say yank, but for me, I'll be nice to you. But
What are you a real smart ass today? Huh?
she will only recommend if they will ask, but you'll never introduce it. But see, that's an interesting thing from me when we talk about the Philippines and the culture, because most of us men, at
Mm.
least the American men I know, we are very easily to say, "Hey, I know some Filipino you ought to meet." The really interesting thing is, I wonder what the other side of that coin is. That's what I'm asking, I guess, from you ladies. What's the other side of that coin? Why
Yeah.
would you recommend it, but you would never initiate telling this girl to or whatever? It's kind of where I'm going with that.
Yeah, I understand it, Timmy, with that responsibility. That's why I said no the first time because, you know, and that's not everybody. Somebody gave me some crap on Timmy's thing one night. The guy said, "Well, I thank you not to, you know, I've been all 80% of the world. I thank you not to, you know, include all Westerners."
Sure,
But,
absolutely.
you know, anything you talk about, you got to say, well, there's always the disclaimer, you know.
Forget
So
that's
from what from what I seen with the guys, Timmy's right, you know,
to me is right.
some guys.
No, I think Timmy, right. Let's say 99%, because I think it's a large number personally. Now I don't think that American men are that great either, but I'm just saying it does appear to be what Timmy is saying. They will hit and
So
run without question, which is sad. Which is sad. I find this relationship dynamic very interesting. That we are more than happy to, man. If I had a brother who was single that had any interest, I'd be more than happy to say, hey, I'll find one for you. We know all kinds of
You know,
and
there's men here that are good boyfriends, and until they pregnate a woman, then all of a sudden
yeah.
it's they're not around. You know,
Well, and
and
you're right. And you're absolutely right. We have just so the girls know, we have a lot of American men that are pieces of garbage, without question. We have a lot of American men that are pedophiles and drunks and deadbeats. They can't
uh,
jobs, they can't hold jobs. So we have a lot of bad American men. And we have a lot of American men who are just angry and pissed off at the world. So they
mm,
don't make good life partners. They don't. And I do think from talking to Filipinos, all the ones that I know, or a lot of them I've talked to over the years, many, many, many years, they are a little worried that if they introduce their sister, their cousin, their niece to an American or Australian guy, and he turns out to be one of those bad ones, then it reflects badly upon them. Am I getting that right? Anybody?
mm,
What do we think?
I can't say nothing.
No?
What's that?
I mean, do you agree with that statement?
Sure.
That's good.
You know what, guy? For all the ladies there, if you see a guy, on any dating website or whatever, Western American, most of them anyway, the ones I know, if you see somebody that's talking to you and they are anywhere from 20 to 40 something, but they don't work, but they have some money, that means they're on Social Security disability. But financially, that's great, but a lot of times guys are on there, people are on that, especially through those ages I just mentioned, because they got something wrong upstairs in their brain. So that would be a very you know uh, that'd be a bad thing unless the person's independently wealthy. Otherwise, 20 to 40 and they don't work, but they make a good living, that means they got issues, psychological issues mostly. Few physical, but mostly psychological.
Right. But they may run into those cases, the few cases, and I don't
Mm,
disagree with you at all, man. But you may run into those cases of like some of the
mm,
military guys who, got hurt in the military. Now they're out and they get their military
yeah.
ability check at 40. So, and I think
Well,
is do they got a revenue source and are they stable? Right.
yeah. I said what I said because, well, I know it's a fact, but I saw the example of that with I forget what her channel was. Real cute little Filipina,
My wife.
and I think she got married. I'm not sure, but the guy was a good looking guy. But I think he was in his 40s, and he got mad about something with a hotel room or something, and he just threw a shit fit and he split. He left, and they got a daughter together. The mommy, she was real cute. I forget what her channel name is,
Hmm.
but I saw that guy and I thought, man, a good looking guy. There, he's built, but and then when I heard the story, then it made sense. Then I understood. But I don't think she knew, because he probably never told her. But he acted the way he was handling the situation was that he was like a teenager would.
Throw a fit.
Yeah. From what I got, and I'm pretty good at reading people. That's what I got from that. And she used to make, as a matter of fact, she worked. She either worked or something. Built her parents a house, and then she was with this other. She was with that guy. Now, whether they're back together or not, I have no idea because I don't follow that, and I really don't think people should be putting that kind of thing out. Making a video that we broke up. when there's a bunch of pervs out there that you shouldn't be passing certain information on to.
I agree with that. I think you got to be careful about that. One question I have for everybody in the world is there a lower expectation from a Filipina? And ladies, you can chime in on this. My wife and I have discussed this over the years, and some other friends. Is if I'm a Filipina and I'm dating a Filipino, am I expecting less out of that person than I would if I dated an American?
Yeah, well, they don't know. They don't know that. How are they going to know that if they never married dated an American?
But it's a generality. It's an assumption of look, a foreigner, any foreigner,
Mm-hmm.
is better than the Filipino man. That's kind of my point.
No, I wouldn't say. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that.
Yeah.
Because you just heard her say she's got brothers that are good husbands, but they like to drink and smoke.
Cigars, right? I just kind of wonder when Filipinos are thinking about, hey, I want to get married. It's time.
I would not recommend anyone chucking away. Haven't the thing is the thing I was told a story once of this older guy that was a letter writer for this other guy's channel, like a editorial thing, and him and his wife. He was older American, and his wife was like 50, and he was 70. And this niece of hers was she was about 19, and she was with this foreigner that was like 40 some years old. And this guy was just being so disrespectful to her, telling her to shut up and this and that. And she kept her head down. He says that old man wanted to bust him, punch him in the face for the way he was, disrespecting the lady.
Right.
And that's a lot of times. I don't understand what the think the power trip is about being, constantly shouting at somebody or putting them down. That's no way to live. And probably that lady, that young Filipina, figuring that this guy was her only hope to help her family. But that didn't even sound good, because if he was going to talk like that to her in mixed company, what's he gonna do to them?
Yeah, guys like that have mental issue. I mean, they're probably immature, or insecure, and they definitely, that's a giant. It's one thing I tell young people. If you start to date somebody and you see, you got to watch for those red flags. And online dating is the same way. LDR is the same way. If this guy gets hot headed over stupid shit, it's only going to get worse when you two to get together. Because when you're dating and doing the LDRs and all this, for the most part, everybody's on their best behavior. But that's not reality.
Well, you gotta be real selectful and give it a lot of time. When my wife was down doing the lab part of it or whatever, the interview down there in Manila, I don't know how they do it now. I don't know if it's different, but there was a woman there being interviewed at the embassy, and this guy that was wanting to marry her had been married 4 times already. Now, when I came into it, I was done 2. This guy was married 4, and the interviewer said, "I'm sorry, sweetheart, that's too many." And this guy is only, I don't know what he was, but in his 40s. So that kind of says something. Maybe that individual either chose very badly, or he's a total, piece of crap. So.
Well, there has to be. You're right. There has to be something wrong.
That's why I say, anybody out there, if you talk to a foreigner, of course, a lot of people are never going to be honest with you up front and say that what they do for a living, or maybe they're embarrassed. But those guys, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. When you see a guy that's on a website like that, he's either what they call a tie, they call them butterflies, uh, uh, chick boys there in Philippines, I think. But there are people out there, the guys like that.
Right.
They're everybody. If you're in your males in your 40s, you're divorced for a reason, and of course, you're only going to see that one side of that.
Right.
You know that, but you really got to be leery, and you got to give it a lot of time. You know, if the guy's on there talking to more than one girl, so what? Just like if you're talking to more than one guy,
That happened.
but you're going to weed out. You're gonna want to separate the good from the bad. There, you don't know until you go, till you talk. But because that's all it is talk. But once you have to make two trips or two meetings in person, which I did. So that was a span of a little over 2 years. So
Yeah. Well, now
uh,
it's only one. You only got to meet the person once in person.
you know what? I wasn't even gonna get married again ever. And a guy I used to hang out with at school is we're not talking anymore, but he happened to be on there with this LDR stuff, and he was just a doofus with that. But I started, I said, well, if I was gonna pick one, I'd pick a family type woman, and I didn't need no 19-year-old, although that's fun for a while, but when it gets down to it, that's too young for me,
Yeah.
So because oh my god, it's gonna catch up. So I was looking through these pictures, and I saw my wife in there with her family, and I thought, well, this looks good, it sounds good. And on Filipino Cupid, you could make a couple of comments. You couldn't do a whole if you didn't become a member.
Right.
You could make a couple comments, and then it would cut it off. So I told her to come over to Facebook, and I talked to her over there. And I went in 2012, and then I went in 2013, and then she was here early 2014.
I like what Timmy has to say. This is something that I've debated with my wife and others.
Hmm.
The whole Philippine culture about using a child in the family to lift up the family out of poverty is so very wrong.
Yeah.
And we'll go into detail a little about, but let me say hi to Jewel in the kitchen. Hey, we appreciate you. Everybody say hi. Make sure you got a great channel, by the way. If you haven't checked out her channel, it's a good channel. Everybody, if you're not friends with her, go and do that. But Timmy, what in America, that culture just doesn't happen. If some 40-year-old dude
But
came around somebody's house, sniffing around a 14-year-old, 18-year-old girl, they're going to be shot and killed and then their asses kicked. So we in our culture,
yeah, you'll
it just doesn't happen.
yeah.
It's child molestation. And I know of cases where 40-year-old men have
Oh,
gifted money to get the 16, 17-year-old girl to come be their wife when they turn 18. And it's heartbreaking and
you
sad, that mentality.
you cannot, ladies out there, you cannot be blinded by a foreigner, a man with money. Period. That should never be the only reason. You want your cake and eat it too. We say here. You want the best of both worlds.
But part of what
Because
Tim,
believe me, a woman over there don't want to that's poor or low income, real low income, doesn't want to go to a place that's cold and be doing the same thing.
right. But I
Plus, you're
think
treating.
what Timmy's getting at is it's
Hey
the
Tim.
family that pressures the
Mm.
women to go do that. So, maybe Timmy, maybe you can clarify, and Joel, thank you for shouting us out and being here. Make sure you get to know Tim and Anthony's channel. He does live
You
streams
know,
too.
yeah, he's been.
Hey,
Timmy's right about all that. I understand what she's saying.
no, but
Doesn't
that's the
mean
problem is the family, if I understand, pushing that it's okay, which is shocking to us.
See, I think my wife, when it first, she made promises to her family members,
Mhm.
this, that, and the other thing, and I haven't even been I am only now in a position where I can do stuff, but my family comes first. So she got a lot of that, and that like I told Timmy that on a live stream what happened, what that did to my wife, what that did to her mind, you know,
No, it's true.
because
It's a lot of pressure,
well,
and if a young girl has been put under so much pressure, and maybe this is a way to look at it. I don't know, and maybe this is my Western mentality, which is maybe wrong, but it is what it is because I am from the West. But if you're putting so much pressure on a young girl, because look, part of adult development doesn't even have. You're not really an adult until you're about 23 years old.
mhm,
Your mind, your mentality, and our personality change about every 35 years as it is anyway. So to force a 16, 17, 18-year-old girl into thinking, I have to be the savior of the family and go marry some 40-year-old guy or the next guy that comes along that can help pay for my family, that's really messed up from my viewpoint.
yupper.
It's another form of child slavery in a way, I
I
guess.
mean, there's lots of us, lots. I mean, I'm glad that what happened to me happened with mine. I mean, well, that I met her, we have a nice little boy, but I'm glad that that happened. I wasn't looking for it, like I said in the beginning, but I never regretted it. You know,
I mean, I've been around the Filipino community since I was in high school. So
Mhm.
there's been many times, over the years, long before I met Lorelai, that I would, when I'm 30 and I'm 35, 30, whatever it is, 35, and whatever age
Mhm.
I was, where somebody would say, look, I got a 16-year-old niece, a 17-year-old niece, an 18, a 19, a 20-year-old niece, and you ought to, it's a little too young for me
Mhm.
and a little creepy, but well, by the time they turn 18, you'll be able to get them over. And I'm just like, that's
You, I mean, everybody's old enough. I mean, you either have the wisdom or the smarts to know the difference between because a life with somebody that can only offer you the money part is going to be a very long and miserable one.
well. The other side of the coin is, and maybe it may be different from an American to American, American to Filipino culture difference. But when I was
Mm.
35, I dated a beautiful 20-year-old girl. She drove my ass freaking crazy, dumb as a rock. You know,
Mhm.
I mean, she could barely put two words together. So my wife is highly intelligent, thank God. Um, so I learned back then that you got to have more of a connection. And the guys that don't want more of connections are the ones that wind up abusing or treating their spouses like shit, and or the spouses wind up leaving them.
Yeah, like I was saying earlier, with the guys, if it's a guy and he's 20 to 40 something and doesn't work, but he's got money, well then it's a pretty good chance he might be messed up in the head. But yeah, it does.
Everything starts inside the house, Timmy says.
Well, you know what? I know that for a fact because my dad was the biggest asshole ever. And you always hear people go, "Well, I wouldn't be like that." But when that's all you know, that really is all you know. And that's the reason why I was married and divorced the first two times. It was just like him, you wanted somebody around, but when he had him, then he wouldn't be nice to him, you know. If he didn't have my mother, he wouldn't have anybody. He wouldn't have had anybody, you
You
know.
only
So
know what you're taught.
so
That's
I
correct.
had to I had to teach myself and
That's right.
to get to the right place, you
You're
know,
only you absolutely
because
only know what you're taught.
I was a miserable kid with him, you know, and all that stuff. My children have benefited from that greatly. My experience, but you know, they both parents are shouters. You don't want to.
Timmy, here's a question for you. Um, any of you ladies that are actually Filipino, how do you change culture? How do you change that issue in your culture? Well, is it possible to
I
change?
think you do.
How can you? Which really blows my mind. I'll just tell you, that mentality blows my mind because your country is a deep religious country for the most part. But yet we're getting our young girls to do what we want them to do in the family. So I wonder how you do a paradigm shift in your culture, how to break that vicious cycle, or is it even possible, or will it ever happen? I don't know. It's
You
just a
know,
question out there. Maybe Tim knows. Tim's been
from what I- from
all.
what I see, there, everything the way it is now will always be whatever. It's just.
I mean, is it all just financial driven? Is all we care about is money?
Some people do. You
You know,
know,
I mean, is that the key?
they think that's going to cure
Every,
the crappy guy. They think it's not gonna.
well,
That person will use that.
the key with money and being poor, or what we consider poor, because I'm
Mm,
very poor and I grew up very poor.
mm,
And I quickly learned that if I didn't want to be poor anymore, the little money I did make when I got it, I had to use it wisely. I had to
mm.
reinvest it into my life, into myself. I didn't go drink it up. I didn't go smoke it up in cigars. I didn't just go gamble it. I actually used it to build a foundation for success. I think that's something that has to be taught there. I don't know. I'd love to hear. I don't know,
I don't know. I
because
don't
I
think
believe
that
everything can be changed.
changed me old age.
Yeah, there is. And Tim, you're exactly right. They're trained. Now let me propose this question, because I love the word that you use here, the word trained. And that's kind of what Timmy was talking about earlier about how that kind of starts. What if I'm trying to figure out how to phrase this without being me? Um, is it just as bad when a family in the Philippines train their daughter to search for a future American or foreigner, right? So maybe we'll go that scenario. So is it just as bad when you have Filipino family in America, maybe a family, and they want the other young Filipinas as they get old enough to date foreign men? Is that the same thing? Or is it because the ones in America or Australia or Germany recognize how much better things have been for them and they want what's best for the next crop of girls coming
Mm.
up? I don't know. That's just a question.
It's a big one.
Well, I like big questions. You know that.
Uh,
Timmy says, from what I see nowadays, it's a lost hope. But I grew up with my great grandpa and great grandma and was around, so they taught me what dignity. See, and Timmy has used the word is the most important word in the world language for young people to understand is dignity. And I used to tell my young students, my college age students, that dignity is so easily to lose, but it's so important to keep. You have to own your dignity and keep dignity. Now you willingly can give your dignity away, but nobody can take dignity from you. You have to be willing to give it. So we have to teach young people how not to let anybody do that. How not. Yeah, that is still training them. Right. But is Tim, my question then is would is this form of training any better than that form of training, or is it the same?
Everything. Yeah, all that can go off the rails, man. Either way. I seen kids where I was staying with the mother-in-law, and these kids were well mannered and polite and all that, but they didn't even go to school because they're under the impression, you hear it from the adults, oh, why bother? You're only going to end up like you are right now. So they'll never know if they have a chance because they're not even trying, and their parents aren't making them try. So one guy runs by, he thinks it funny. He says, this one instigator, he's going to be a thief, and if he ain't already, but he'd always go around making funny YouTube statements. Oh well, just goofy shit. And I just look at him and thinking, this guy's a loser, man. What a doofus. And all these other kids that are around him probably can be saved, no doubt, but they're not even trying. You never know.
Joel
You
is saying
never.
some parents are very lazy and believe children are the Social Security. So it's kind of like their retirement fund. Even if they didn't build a foundation for their own future. So I guess they're looking at the children to be their foundation, right? Is what I'm paraphrasing she's saying.
Well, that's in America, not there. I mean, you don't get Social Security unless you work, right?
Well, there's Social Security in the Philippines. Absolute Social Security in the Philippines.
Yeah, no, there is. I know there is, but you
So,
don't get it unless you work. Am I
well,
right? Am I right?
right, and that's the same. What she's saying is, if I understand right, she's saying is a lot of the mothers don't get jobs or don't work because they're hoping the child will get married and send money
Uh,
back, and so therefore they don't got to be part of the Social Security system in the Philippines.
well, you know what? A lot of people, they people love to keep other people down.
That's correct.
So that some parents may have been in a situation where uh, they've been told that since they were kids, you
Right.
know, or young anyway.
Yeah. And Timmy says to lift the family up from poverty is very wrong. That's the goal. To look for a good looking generation still wrong. Shortly, no parent can tell their child from what she or he needs to look for in a partner, or what they should. What we should tell the children, right, is the things to look for in a partner are honesty, dignity, good, people that are good, honorable people that you would want to be around. Because one thing I've always taught and told people, if you're around good people, then good things happen to you. If you're around bad people, bad things happen. And I equate this to my little saying back in my day was negative equals negative, positive equals positive. And that's what we need to teach our children, no matter where you're from in the world, is to find those positive people, the good guy or the good girl, and gravitate towards that.
Well,
And
there
that's
aren't a whole lot,
and
not a whole lot of them out there.
well, let me just say that's my wife just chimed in and said, and that's why I have her.
Oh wow,
Yeah, tell me about it. Because
man,
all the time,
I feel sorry for you.
well,
You know what? I got land over there,
mhm,
and I was talking to my wife once, and she'll get what I get, uh, pension wise after I'm gone. But I said, here I got a nice little piece of land here. You can grow chickens, some chickens or whatever. And I said, well, our son could be a P&P officer or something like that, or computers. And I said, so what do you think that he'll be? What's he gonna do if he doesn't try to do any? If you don't encourage him to do those things, oh, he'll work at the market like everybody else does. I thought, what the hell is that? You're not even. You got a younger brother that moved to Cagayan de Oro because they got work there because he wasn't satisfied and he knew that working in the market, how many family members you got to start cutting that money even thinner, you know.
Timmy says that the good parent will feed their children, give them a good education, succeed, and not to rely on somebody else's pocket. That is absolutely the
I told this. I think I said this on Timmy's live stream. I've always had more female friends than male, and I tell all of them, don't ever try to put yourself in a position where you don't have to depend on anybody's money. So if you have a problem with that husband, he can go. It's a lot easier to kick him out the door. If you got your own thing going on with financially, because a lot of people stay with the people because
we need to teach people to stand on their own 2 feet. It's that whole, feed them a fish, teach them how to fish. Tim says many families here don't have the ability or the desire to make sure the children don't complete their schooling, which your action right feeds into the poverty cycle. Now I'm not saying that an education gets you out of poverty. I know a lot of people in America that have PhDs but they're also not using the brain. So I agree with you though. She's not training him to be better than the one before at the Yank in the Philippines. Yeah. So we want, my concept is I want my wife to be better than me. I would want my children, my nieces. I want everybody to do and be better than I am in life, period.
The reason I got the land I got and the size of it that I got was that I can leave them with something. They can grow their own vegetables and have their own meat, water, all of that stuff. But that's my mission. None of these things I do is for me; it's for them. And I keep trying to have them realize that this
I
is
do the same. I mean, everything that we do financially is for Lorelai because she's younger than I. My health is way worse than hers. The logic will be she'll need the money way, way after I do. That's partly, Timmy, why we purchase land there, why we have land here. We have investments here, we have investments there, we have them over yonder. And she works hard and saves money.
No, you know what? Education can't always get you out, but it's definitely a plus.
Yeah, well, I'll talk about education. Uh-oh.
David here was a teacher, so. Oh no! Oh
So
God!
we have Timmy and Tim.
We gotta go now.
And,
Yeah.
Anthony.
Yeah. What's with that birthday party? What was going on over there? Huh?
Yeah.
Well, you women got all dressed up and all
What
sweaty.
I said.
Mhm.
Did
You had this.
they tell David about that one?
You had this big ballroom. No, you posted the pictures. What are you talking about?
And they didn't even bring me any leftovers.
No, I bring you a cake.
Oh, yeah, but I wanted the Italian.
But you guys were.
What?
Yeah, you see my crown? That's really, really heavy.
It wasn't plastic, was it?
No, it's a real
A
crown.
real crown.
Yeah.
Real crown. Were you passing it around?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like whiskey.
So you guys were in a room. You had about how many people did you have there? How many women did
35.
you had? 35 women. You had and you were in a room that could have held 1,000.
I know.
Couple hundred. Well, but it was a private. It was a private.
They
party.
opened the restaurant for her only.
Yeah.
Okay. Did David help you take the crown off when you got home?
No, she had to give it back. I would have sold it.
No, I just borrowed it, and my aunt said, "Congratulations!" No, I didn't win. I just borrowed it.
They were just taking pictures.
And it does a mascara.
That and the King Louis purses.
Oh yeah.
So, King Louis purses. So.
Yeah, one thing I've learned that don't overspend how much you're making in a day.
Well, the government hasn't quite figured that out either.
Yeah, the government doesn't know that. So
They're a bad example, aren't they? Oh my God.
Yeah, I look fancy there, huh, Anthony? Huh.
But just we have a couple more events coming. We have a black tie event we're going to be doing soon.
Yeah, David will be there.
So.
Oh, you will, huh?
Invited to that one.
Like a penguin?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be a suit, tuxedo and a gown.
So part of the Filipino local association. So
party here, party there, buy here and buy.
That's all she does.
Well, you know what? Here,
that's why I work hard.
either when I was young, I didn't live in the greatest houses at all. Some of them I was embarrassed on, and I knew that I never wanted to live like that when I was old enough to do for myself.
Yeah, when you
So,
still have an energy, you can do what you
well,
can.
it was my motivation was not having to live around that area where I lived. You know,
Well,
I
Timmy,
push David to go out and have fun.
she does. I don't like it. I'd
Oh,
rather.
well, he
I
could
just
be a
don't see it.
clown at a kid's show. You could be a clown,
I want to be Santa Claus when she
and
wants
you
me.
could do children's birthday parties.
No, I don't want to do that. I hate
no.
children. Children smell. They
Like
smell.
Flappo the clown or something.
But I want to be Santa Claus. I want to grow a real long,
Oh
nasty,
Lord.
falling hair. But
Ay, ay, ay.
Filipinos like clean shaven men.
I'm still waiting for my nice picture of those crown, but it's not uploaded yet.
I saw one on Facebook.
No, that's not one. I should have. My mouth is like,
Oh, from Jovan. Okay.
yeah.
I don't know.
I look at this.
Timmy,
put my
here's
wife-
what I'm going to say about education because I know a tiny bit about education. Education cannot get you out of poverty, but here's what can: knowledge. Knowledge is not education. Knowledge is power, and knowledge can get you out of anything, including prison.
Education can bury you on
Debt.
You know
education.
what? When I was in a factory and I had these these drill press jobs, any job that somebody walking through the door could do, and I was offered this forklift. Do you want to get a forklift license here? And I said, yeah. The more I knew, the more valuable I was.
Right. So, and
So
that's a good question. Tim, I don't know if I actually know anybody who has saved any money really in the Philippines. I've never heard of anybody say,
I did.
well, besides you when you came here.
Yeah, David was shocked that I have lots of money when I came to America. Where did you hide this all money?
Yeah. I mean, why did
you
I
got a
keep
lot of money, is that right, Darla?
with all this money? And I'm like, then why did I keep giving you money?
Where did you have this lot of
I
money?
mean,
Well, if you
I-
abandon me, then you don't see me in the airport. Where I'm gonna go?
So this was what Lorelei's mentality was.
jeez.
She's like, he's going to be sending me money every month. I'm going to pigeonhole it. So when I get to America, if he's bad, then I have enough money to take care of myself.
You're a liar. You only send me
Right.
really few to
Okay.
do the
Okay, I said
the paperwork.
Yeah.
Oh, that's my money.
You know what I did for an example of savings? When I moved in one of my houses, I had living room furniture and I had a room downstairs. We call them recreational rooms. I put that furniture down there, and instead of getting a loan to furnish upstairs, I waited 6 months till I got my
Yeah,
money saved up, and
yeah,
then I went and bought it.
yeah,
And then when my son would come over and try to lay on my couch, I'd say,
yeah.
well, you go to bed, man. It took me 6 months, so I saved up cash to have a fence put up at my house and concrete poured, all kinds of stuff.
But now look, in all seriousness, especially for any of the ladies that may come to America, what Lorelai did by pigeonholing a nest egg so that she had as an emergency money in America being new to America,
What she did?
I highly recommend that every future wife or girlfriend or K1 visa holder, they do that. Maybe they get the boyfriend to send them a little extra money and you don't spend it in your pocket. So if you get here to the
Emergency.
United States and you wind up meeting some jerk off that didn't behave the way he did in the Philippines, you have a way to get yourself out of here and back home. So
Yeah.
Emergency money.
Yeah.
Yeah. What if David will ghosting me that he found somebody else there and decided like I'm not gonna meet you in the airport?
Damn, you mean you could have?
Yeah. Thinking about it.
No, I had too much money invested. There's no way I'd give up that investment. But
Yeah.
Nah.
Then speaking of your repair, we have a White House. David wants to pay somebody to do the flooring, and it's all like, no, I will do it because I'm not gonna pay 5,000 just to do the layout on the floor. So
What are you
yeah,
gonna put in the floor?
I did, and it's
No,
all
what are
like,
you gonna do? Oh, you put the tile down?
no,
Laminate flooring.
no, it's not laminate. That's
Hardwood.
engineer.
the engineered flooring.
Oh, it's okay. I know what it is. Yeah.
So if you can do, why not to save money? That's a lot of money paying somebody to
Yeah.
lay on your floor.
Yeah, there's a lot of moms over there, man. Like their children, their child, they grow up, with other family members. They
Yeah,
don't even get to be there every day for every birthday and all of that
you
because
know,
they're out somewhere else working for it.
and 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 I'll say this, the OFW thing. When you have these OFWs, and I really mean this, out there working their tails off in environments that is not necessarily the most friendly, the most
Mhm.
conducive, living in little shithole little rooms in somebody's big fancy houses overseas, and they're doing it so they can provide a better future for their children, I think is one of the most admirable things that I've ever heard of anybody doing.
I just want to ask question. Is
Sure.
Timmy is in the Philippines or in America?
No, she's in were you at Timmy in Hong Kong over OFW?
Hong Kong or Malaysia, one of the two.
Yeah, so that's the difference
Yeah, she's an
because
OFW.
education in America is different. So in the Philippines, you must invest in going to college so that they can have a better job. But in America, I suggested that get your 2 year degree and
Mm.
find a job. Then if you like it, then that's the way you pursue. Because a lot of the college people graduated in bachelor degree, they end up working on
Malaysia. Okay.
Malaysia.
different jobs, so they waste a lot of time. Malaysia.
Lorelai, smart.
Yeah, so when you're starting to like your job, like, hey, this one I like the passion I do.
Mm.
So whatever that you want to be more making money on that one, then
Yeah,
that's why you pursue your degree.
Yeah, no, we believe in higher ed, but I also believe I've
I
actually
do.
training and skill sets.
Jewel in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Guys, remember the thumbs up, the
Oh,
like.
thank you. I didn't even give myself a thumbs up, Joel. Thank you.
I will dance a thumbs up.
Oh, thank God.
I didn't even give
That's
my.
another show.
Oh, gee. But I think getting a degree in the Philippines is vital, and
Uh,
right, and for success, for being more successful, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
But in America,
I know, and all of the feelings. Yeah,
yeah, we've known some too that
yeah.
may see them 3 months out of the year. Remember those
That would be
ones?
lucky is every 6 months. Usually they
Yeah,
got 2 years before they can go home.
we know some that are on contracts that don't. Yeah, and but what I hope though is when a OFW is making that sacrifice, that they have
What?
some.
This is the crazy thing. I don't want to bust on your bubble about OFW, but in OFW, they're always have like cleaning. They can hardly eat. And there you go. They send them on the Philippines, and the Philippines is
Blow it.
living like they're rich.
That's what
Oh
right.
yeah, we have an OFW there, and we're rich. We're spending this
Mhm.
party there, going to the club,
That's the
and
heartbreaking side of
yeah,
it.
and they really don't know that life here is if you want to work to making more money, you work harder. The harder you
You
do,
know,
better get the money.
you know what it is around here in this whole country and or around where I live. I was told once there were more Filipinos in the United States than Mexicans, and uh, I noticed throughout all the years, the 20 years that I drove that bus, I picked up all kinds of people, and every one of the Asian people, none of them ever complained openly like everybody else did. That you wouldn't even know, you don't even know they're here in the country because they go to work and they enjoy life
Yeah.
and they're
Well,
they're they're
here's
quiet.
one of the big differences between an American mentality and an Asian mentality. I know in y'all's culture, you're kind of taught to trust that if you're an OFW, you have family back
Well,
home. If you send
Timmy,
them
I
back home, right, that the family's going to take care of your money, that they're going to do the right thing about it.
Mm.
If I'm an American OFW somewhere, I ain't sending my money home because I know that it ain't going to be used right.
Timmy, I was here because of this pandemic. I was here. I didn't see my son for 2.5 years.
Yeah,
And it was very
certainly.
hard on me when I saw him when I finally got there. I hid from everybody. I didn't want them to see me
You
being
wear a mask.
emotional. I don't like to be emotional in front of other people. But
No.
Mhm.
but
Ken,
I
how are
was
you tonight? We got a couple of questions we're talking about. We're talking about
TV,
would
she's
you
only
want
listening to
your sister to date a Filipino, and or would you recommend a friend or a family member to date a
I
Filipina?
can.
But hey, it's good to have you. We appreciate you being here. Everybody, make sure you know Ken. If you don't,
Timmy. She has only seen it 6 months. That's
6 months
very.
of their lives, and they
In how many days? It's only like a
well,
one
he
week.
says, but they've graduated from high school. So what Tim is saying is he's only seen them 6 months out of their life, and they're already out of high school.
Wow.
That
Lily?
Time to drop kick one of them.
Lily, don't make me sell you. There's
I'll sell your daddy first before you.
some people down the street that want to eat you.
Oh,
So,
yeah,
but
that's
so it's
sad.
it's an interesting concept. Ken, do you have an answer to my questions? Chime in if you want to about whether you would have your sister date a Filipino man.
What is your topic? You want to looking for a date?
No, it's
Yeah, you wouldn't believe him while you're away. Oh my God!
the question is would would I want
Oh,
my
maybe that's why he's sending me go first to the bedroom. He's
He's
just
telling me.
room. Hmm.
I'm
He's saying,
here,
"Good." He's saying, "Oh my God, I'm glad she's over there and not here."
Yeah.
you know. That's the question. We know that as Westerners, we are happy to recommend Filipino women, but as Westerners,
Listen to
we
Dave the
like
pimp.
Filipino men.
No, I don't know you. Yeah, yeah. Keep an eye on David.
Pick the dogs up. Show the dogs.
No, why would I?
Show the dogs.
Why they're heavy?
Oh, don't be a win.
Yeah, why you're asking those questions, by the way? Why would want your
Why?
sister to date a Filipinos? I mean, they want an American, that's why I say.
What would you want your sister to date a Filipino?
Whatever. No, Filipino guys are lazy.
That's what Timmy and Jew and the
Not
others here.
everyone, though. You always got to say that, not everybody.
Of course, not everybody, but we're
Yeah.
talking about
99.9%.
percentage.
Hey, it's our channel. We'll say what we want. And then because we know that
Yeah,
you
there. I mean, I live there. Usually, the female do all the work, and there's a husband is a prima donna.
here it's reversed.
Here,
The men do all the work and the women are prima donnas.
Yeah.
you're
Yeah,
biased.
David, you got it right in that house.
Oh, I work.
That's right, man.
Oh no, I
My
work.
God, if you had to have her around 24/7. Oh,
Mm.
Go back once a year, spend time for 2 weeks. Okay,
yeah.
score before you try for today.
Mm.
Yeah. Well, and I bet you, Timmy, I mean, and everybody, it's a lot easier now with FaceTime and stuff like
Yeah, I
that.
hope that not counting the minutes. Oh, when my mom was done, so I can go party.
What I would be doing.
It's fine because in America, there's after 18 years old, they don't they can you can hardly see your children.
Yeah, there's a huge culture difference, right? When a kid
Yeah.
in America, in Yankee goes like this, they kind of wander off and do their own thing. In
Oh,
the Philippines, you guys, baby them into their 90s. You know, you guys have more of a family clique versus here in the United States.
all right. Well, I'm done.
All right, what are you done doing?
Mm.
Causing you trouble? You didn't show the girls the dogs.
You don't
Yeah.
have any more?
Everybody has to see the dogs. It's part of the show.
Come here,
Yeah.
girl.
You gotta. The Yanks gonna make fun of our dogs.
Oh, over here.
Yeah, he was almost in the morally wrong zone on that one video.
So this is Poo Poo, Daisy the Poo Poo,
No,
and
no.
Lily the Licker. Are you talking about Lily's belly rubbing? Lily the belly rubbing dog.
How old are those dogs?
Yeah, look at the belly.
This one's 6.
Yeah, the storm 6, and this is 5.5.
Mm.
Look at these monsters.
Ah,
When they make a good hot dog. chop them up.
Yeah, man, they're real low. You could drop kick them over a field goal post.
You could. They're so low, I don't know if you can get your foot under them, though.
Yeah, but they're tough.
Okay.
Timmy does. One question I have, for some of the OFWs, because I know a lot of them, their sponsor or their
Oh.
companies or whoever pays for their travel back and forth. Is that right?
No,
No?
no,
Is that just the cruise ship
that's
industry?
a cruise ship only.
Oh. Well, see, Timmy, if you go work for the cruise ship industry,
Yeah, you save more money because it's free food.
yeah, they take better
Cruise
care.
ship.
Yeah, the cruise ship industry for OFW, if you have
Oh yeah. Okay.
is the way to go because you can make a lot of money and they pay for all your medical and travel back and forth. But then again, you're away for 7 or 9 months at a time.
Okie dokie.
So, yeah, Timmy, we love our dogs. So, how's your family in America, Mr. Yank? I mean, in the Philippines.
What's that?
How's the family doing over there?
Well, fine. All right.
Are you just gonna bring his kid here? No.
No, he's going back in the spring.
Bring me kid here.
He's
The
already-
other.
Your son's been here before, though, right?
Yeah, he was born here.
Yeah, so he's going
He's
back.
a, he's a dual.
Born
He's a
here?
dual citizen.
Yeah, he's a dual citizen.
Oh.
So, but he's trying to get back in the spring.
Yeah, I had to come back for a couple of things I had to do. So
Yeah.
that's
And then he has
almost.
to leave. He's going to leave, then come back, then leave, and then come back, and then leave and come back.
I'm gonna come down there and visit you.
We'll be here.
Yeah,
You know where to get Uber.
Uber. Hopefully I'll be down there while you're working.
Oh, we're not friends.
Yeah, me and David are gonna go have a good time during the day.
No, I always let David go hang out with his male friend that he's spending long time in fishing. But if we were going fishing, his back will
Oh,
start after 1 hour.
Hmm.
But if his friends, he've been like crackadone and he's not going home.
No, see, Timmy says that her employer pays for her. Wow, everything that it needs. See,
What is working there?
in Malaysia.
Yeah, I know what.
That's good.
I know. Lorelai's asking what type of work you do. Are you a nurse?
He's not that far from home too, so
Doctor? Just generality.
Maybe
You
she's
know,
a good employee.
that's
or-
going to be a psychological good thing to be closer to home than it would be to be in the Middle East. You know,
Yeah,
you
we
should
have friends
follow
over in
that.
the Middle East that are doing very well over there.
So her family is in Malaysia. And where's she at now?
She's in Malaysia. The family.
She's in Malaysia.
Oh. Oh.
See, you didn't hear that while you were watching in the other room.
Hey, David trying to silence the TV. I can look at the speech of the mouth that I'm reading.
You can just put the closed caption thing on
Yeah, I can see it.
and read it.
But I was doing my study.
So Lorelai's becoming a scholar.
All right. Oh,
You know. But no, that's good. That the company or whoever you work for pays for that type of stuff. I mean, I think that's a huge benefit.
And it's not that far from the Philippines, so she can go.
No. What is it? Probably a 4-hour flight? Like 4 or
well,
5
less maybe 4, 5 to Indonesia.
Oh, that's why.
The road to
Oh, there
Thailand.
you go. Yeah.
She's lucky on her boss.
10 years, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they send them like the clothing of the kids. You know?
Every little bit helps when you're away from home like that to have a good employer.
When we win the Powerball and win $1 billion, we're going to hire a bunch of what are they? Decimated? No,
Domesticated.
domesticated, not domesticated.
Not
Domesticated.
like,
Workers
Domesticated. Is
Yeah. So 4 hours flight. Yeah.
Lord, I used to know how to say that till you started saying it.
And domesticated.
Domesticated.
Yeah.
what's
So-
domesticated? Like an animal, like domesticated thing?
Oh, Lord. Yeah, that's it. That's what that is.
Mm.
Yeah.
So that's good for our fun. When we win the $1 billion in the lottery, we're going to hire a bunch of them to take care of the dogs, you know, and to do whatever we want them to do.
Just open a big
That's why
bag
you're
of.
not rich.
That's probably it.
Because you will hire pretty nurses.
What would I hire a nurse for?
Yeah. Oh, you can take that one. It's
You know,
fine.
the role reversal there. David gonna dress up in the nurse's outfit.
Yeah, he's freaking nice in the hospital. Well, all around their nurses. He
Hmm.
want to answer my question or anything. He's busy talking to the nurses. And I said, yeah, when
Oh,
you're home, because I will
hmm.
peel those.
No, no.
What is that?
The,
The one that patch.
the
Yeah.
EKG leads.
Yeah.
What she doesn't understand why
Mm.
I'm so nice to the people in the hospital. One, they have a tough job. Two, they can make my life miserable.
Housebroken.
Ooh.
Is that the same as housebroken?
You
No.
like the one you got right now?
Yes. Housebroken. Is that the same as housebroken?
Maybe it's talking about the domestic helper. Domestic helper is just like
You know what it is.
why
It's
is
a
it?
helper.
Ah, okay. So
The
it's
house helper.
it.
Yeah.
Same as a housebroken. Why housebroken like a dog? Your housebroken?
Yeah, we housebreak broke a dog. Our dogs are housebroken, if that's your
You know,
question.
you got your wife housebroken there, David?
No.
No.
What the?
Oh,
Hey, young, you behave there.
She behaves fairly well.
yeah, go get that baseball bat.
Hey, I always come home on time.
She's
Uh,
the best wife I've ever had in my life.
all
The
right.
only wife you have.
That's what I mean. She's
Or
my best wife I've ever had in my life.
yeah, so that you're not getting in trouble.
You know, so that's how much I know about that. She does a good job of whatever it is she does.
Uh,
But that's why I'm nice to the people in the hospital because they could be mean to me when you're gone.
Oh yeah,
They could
they
give
don't
me,
like me because I called David
you know
like,
what?
hey, huh?
When I was having that cyst removed from a brain, I was in this one room and there was a male I don't know if he was a nurse, but and a female, black guy and a white woman. And I was so groggy after surgery. And the guy said, she said, "Oh, we gotta turn him, the other way." He says, "Just lift his ass over."
Jewel in the kitchen,
And
extra nice.
she,
What I mean,
she
not
got
not
mad at
extra
him,
nice.
and I wanted to laugh, but I was just too doped up to even laugh. But it didn't bother me, honey.
Mhm.
hey, Timothy, I'll tell you something
No, I'm
I
not
used
talking about the nice. I mean extra nice. Yeah.
I could have
well,
got.
but here,
I probably,
let me tell
we
Timothy.
probably could have got that guy fired.
Timmy, one thing here's one component of being a great leader. A great leader will do any and all tasks necessary. Meaning, if you're supervising toilet scrubbers, you need to scrub that toilet yourself. That's a true leader, and I
Yeah,
agree. That's always been my philosophy.
Timmy, that is a blessing.
Well, Timmy
Yeah.
is a wonderful. Yeah,
Yeah,
sounds like she has good,
she's a good person. That's why she's blessed to have a
a good,
good
a good,
employer to take care of
a good
her.
OFW host.
You get to play the game,
That's right. You got to play the game, baby.
or they will poke you in the
What they could,
arm 5 times.
they could be mean to you if you need something. If you're mean to them, they won't come and help you.
No, I told them when I went, David was saying, "Coma, he smells really bad." Like, you don't clean my husband. Oh, I clean. Nope, it's too late. I will clean it in my way.
Well,
Mm.
they bring you bad food as it is. If you're nice to them, sometimes they give
Oh,
you candy
speaking of the
bars.
food, David thanked all the here. What's happened? Every time we go to the hospital, David will eat my food and I will eat his hospital food.
Oh,
Yeah,
gee.
that's true love.
Yeah. He said, "Oh Lord, you're
The
probably
hell? What the hell is that?
hungry." This is what he said. Probably you're hungry. Get some food. Maybe you can need a dessert, but I know what he's doing. So yeah,
Uh,
this one and this one, like, why you choosing for my food? And later on, like after when I found, oh, that is a good food. I don't
he's
like
got
this one. I don't want to eat.
a
Yeah,
tail and a pitchfork.
yeah. I send her down to the
Then the nurse
cafeteria.
looking at me, like, Here's to go. The wife again bring the food for him. Now I stared at nurse and the nurse like looking at me.
No, I just tell the nurses my wife eats my food.
Yeah, but you eating my food.
My wife ate all my dinner.
Yeah, the nurse said, tell her
Yeah.
to bring food because I heard it, but they don't tell me because I have a mean face.
But I send her downstairs to go to the cafeteria to get real food, and they bring in this food that is, I don't
No,
know.
you're ordering me. See how nice I am for
Well,
you.
Timmy goes back on vacation, her employer pays for her airfare.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's what she said.
That's super.
It is.
they
I
get it.
don't think you'd get that from the Middle Eastern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we know a couple.
That's
out
like
in the Middle East
$100,
that-
right?
that-
$100.
Probably.
Yeah, back and forth.
Flight. Oh, for that one, yeah. Well,
Yeah,
it's more than 100,
yeah, it's a 3,000, 4,000 before. I don't know now.
but
Yeah, we
still,
know
it's
people in the Middle East that
Yeah,
do pretty well.
but every 6 months, that's a lot of money.
it's super.
What's the as an OFW, the number one job we should get anybody to get their children to do if they really want to get out of poverty is to become a nurse and go to Australia, Germany, America, Western country to be a nurse. You can truly, we know Filipino nurses in America that are very, very wealthy and well off.
Oh, I'd say well up. I wouldn't say wealthy.
We know some wealthy ones.
Well, we had this one. I had this one, and I think she was. I think she had like Japanese descent, but she was 27. My son's 27. I was telling her about him, and he come in there the day I left, and she's looking at him. I said, Alan, this chick makes like $50 an hour.
Yeah.
He says, Dad, she isn't attractive. I said, she ain't ugly either.
Goodness,
Tim says when he was active duty, he had a commander that did everything that he did. Sweeping the
Mhm.
floor, the parking lot, picking up trash. Exactly.
that's why in Walmart now,
That's a good
Hey,
manager
I got
getting
a funny.
fired.
they're made to.
When I went to school, my AIT school I had in New Jersey, and my job for that day was to run this buffer. Now I know how to run one, but back then I never did. So all these offices, these rooms are all cubes. They're all made up, because it's an old building. So I'm doing that buffer, bam, hitting the wall, bam, hitting the other wall, and that kid colonel come out. He goes, "Yeah, that's enough, man. I think that you did a good enough."
What? Stay there.
Because they had stuff falling off the walls, man. Because I was hitting them so hard.
Yeah, they're generous because every 6 months, right? She's going home.
Well, Timmy has a very smart employer because a smart employer will reward you and take care of you so that you have loyalty to them and you will go the extra mile for
Well,
them.
you'll work harder, yeah.
Yeah.
I worked for people that you know, if I got my 100% done at 10:30 p.m. and we didn't get out to midnight, he didn't care what I did after that. As long as I got that 100. Because one night I did 165, and he said, "Are you going to do that every day?" I said, "I don't know." He said, "Then give me only 100, because then you're going to bump the average up.
And
I
that's
know.
set the
Yeah.
curve. Yeah.
Because if you bump the average up, his department isn't going to be as profitable as it is.
No. You definitely mess up the curve.
Well, because nobody, no two people can do the work as fast as the others. So
Yeah.
that was my incentive. So plus I shot pool at Midnight League, and he was a pool hustler back in his time. He was a friend of my dad's.
I was a hustler once
That always does.
when I was young and single and rich. Now that
Single, you're rich.
I'm
You're
poor.
not even. Oh,
I got married and became poor.
oh my day.
Super cool. I mean, yeah, man.
Yeah, chocolates.
Hopefully these employers aren't that old, are not that old, so you can work for them for a long time.
Another 10 years at least. Get 20 years in. Then I'm assuming, Timmy, because we were talking about your Social Security program over there. So as an independent worker, she probably has to pay into that like you would have to, right?
I don't know. It depends.
The agency might.
I don't know.
An
They said they
employment
want
aid.
their OFW Social Security, but I don't
Well,
have those because I'm
well,
not OFW.
that's a
So
good.
the employer might have to pay a certain fee for that
Yeah,
person.
I think they have those because they told me that one when I'm trying to get the you're trying to invest a house
Mhm.
there, but they said like you can loan, but what I do invest a house.
Yeah.
Nobody
Yeah,
will
because
leave.
I would think that if you're an early OFW and you go through an agency, then maybe it's taken care of. But then you
What,
get
Jimmy?
hired.
What part of the Philippines you from? Manila area? Or you Bisaya?
Woohoo! 24/7 free internet. I don't even have that.
You got 24/7 Asian.
Man, I need to go in Malaysia and hang out with Timmy because
So
she
they
has
let
free
their
internet.
her employee do all her free stuff because
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
employer they will get your
Yeah,
phone
she's
and you cannot do it.
that's
Yeah.
super, man. Jeez, I'd even like to meet these people after all that talking you've been
Well,
talking.
it's actually only
Adapt,
human.
adapt, Anthony.
Yeah, adopt. Yeah. Well, I like good people, man. You know, this world needs more people like that.
You
It,
know.
it,
Also, you
it's
like me, Anthony?
oh, you good people? Oh, okay.
You see that one?
See?
David,
Oh,
David said I should.
huh.
Mm,
I will start hiding my picture from Anthony
Uh oh,
because I'm not a good.
I'm the
yeah.
saint. Your husband's the devil. You have to pause, turns it off.
Oh, oh, yeah.
That
Well, but there's,
would be 11-7.
11, yeah, 11,
Was
12,
that
7,
11-7?
12, 7.
7-11? Oh, 7-11.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a 7-Eleven in the Philippines, like everywhere.
7-Elevens in the Philippines, nothing like
Good
them.
night.
Good night, guys. To get ready for my
Oh, you're going to have a
premiere.
premiere. You can drop your link for your premiere if you
Yeah, so
want.
that they can move it to you.
Yeah, so everybody can see it. You're welcome to do that.
Because David's almost done.
Yeah, I do 2 hours and I
Hey,
only
don't be rushing them.
get, yeah, see? Listen to the aim.
Hey,
Of
you had
course
your
you
Friday.
do.
See? And what are you going to do if I get off of here?
No,
Go
I'm
play on
doing
the
my study.
You tell her the airport ain't that far from the house.
That's right.
No, I'll do my. I'm not gonna do it on Saturday. No.
Yeah,
I would
whatever.
thank Team
Well, we
Employer
got
for
stuff to
being
do
a
Yeah,
Saturday.
great person.
absolutely, Tim.
Yeah,
That's
that's really good. She's so lucky.
Yeah, just treating you as a human being, I think is half the
Not a
battle.
human being, a family.
Yeah, well, I think that's just being
well,
done.
I worked for people that I didn't want to do any more than I had to, and I worked for other people that I did way more than I had to.
Yeah.
There's
So
there's a good way. You don't have to be a prick when you're a boss.
that's
You can
right.
get more out of somebody by being. If somebody can't understand or see that, oh, then they're gone and bring somebody else in. You
I
know.
mean, they can drop the link. I guess I'm not.
Yeah,
See,
I would. Yeah.
I'm not smart.
David, you're the only one. He said he was going to drop the link. He was
Here,
going.
I'm sorry, Joel. Give me a second.
Give it the jacket.
Yeah, I'll give you a jacket. Hang on. I'm sorry. I'm not very smart. Just ask.
Yeah, I'll go along with that one.
There you
Okay,
go. Or you can drop the jacket.
you can do it now. I gave you I don't know why they call it a jacket, but
Everybody calls it wrench, whatever.
so I gave you one. You can drop
I
it
give
now.
you the steak. I will
That's
take
right.
this.
I give you the meat, the potatoes.
Yeah.
You need to get one of those Nerf bats so you can crack her in one of them
What's that?
styrofoam.
In Central Time, Philippines. What is that?
Yeah,
Is that
Yes,
American?
15.
probably
Oh,
tonight, an hour and 15 minutes from now.
Jewel, stay in touch, and we'll help each other out.
What?
And
Yeah. What is that? Eight that Central Time in America here.
so
You're
we're
good
happy to
more fast
promote
with
others
sugar
and
than
help.
vinegar.
If it's Eastern Time, it's almost time.
No, it's 6:59 here.
Yeah,
No, I know we're Eastern Time, New York. You're an hour ahead. That kind of
Oh,
thing.
I wonder where she at. Probably because you said it's almost right.
Nah.
Yeah.
that's good.
Okay.
Tim. Is that Tim?
Is
Not
that
Joel.
Bisaya? Is that Tagalog? Or what?
She's from
I think
Capisa.
Bisaya, right?
Cafe. In the Philippines. Cafe.
Mayong Butag.
Yeah,
Oh,
from where she's at in the
so
Philippines.
it's 2 hours. 2 hours. So 15 minutes from now, she's gonna be doing it.
15 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, she's in the Eastern time zone of America here.
No, I don't know. Is that
That
one?
what
I
you
thought that it
said?
was two
I'm in the Central too. It's almost 7 here also. So
copies. Is that in the Philippines, right? Good night, guys.
no PM. You kidding me? It's not 8 p.m. there.
Yeah, it's 9 there, right?
It would be no 11 a.m.
No, 9 in the Philippines.
9 a.m.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 14. That's right. It's 12. It's 7 to 7.
So it's 8:15 p.m. So okay, what time are you now, Joel, in the kitchen?
What time zone? Yeah,
I mean, what exactly time you are now? So we will know the difference.
yeah. If you're in the East, then well, you're an hour from now. But if you're in the Central, it's happening in 15 minutes.
Yeah. Well, Joey, anyway, you're more than welcome now to drop anything you want to drop.
Next week, I think Dave's going to model at
I probably
what do
should.
you call it? You got
You know, she's in the Philippines. Tim is in the Philippines, but Joel in the kitchen. What time is yours?
Yeah, Tim's in the Philippines. What am I modeling next week there, Mr. Yank?
the banana hammock.
I was going to do that tonight.
What is it?
The
She don't
banana
know.
hammock.
Don't
Tell
tell
me what
her.
a banana hammock is, Mr. Yank.
Have her Google it.
It's like a G string.
G string. What is G string?
Oh Lord, forget it. Forget it. Abort.
String? A string?
Ask,
What is it? G.
does anybody in the audience know what a G string is? Maybe you can explain
Like
it.
it's made out of what is that made out of? Lycra? Lycra or
I don't
It's a type of
know.
underwear.
Whoa! Why are you talking about underwear now?
He is. He's the underwear.
What is
oh
it?
no.
A tongue?
Don't get that
Oh,
twisted
G
here.
Maybe I
string.
am not sure how to drop the link.
Yeah, New York. I
Oh,
thought
thank
that.
you. Oh.
You click on the copy, and then you put it over here and paste it onto his YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah, on the
Click
YouTube
click a
channel.
right click a copy, and then bring it over to David, and then in the comment section, and then drop it there.
Yeah,
Then
drop it.
paste. You can have that on your matter of fact. You could have that on your computer all night long, and if you attended a bunch of different live streams, you could drop it on every one of them.
Yeah.
But you should ask permission from
And
people.
you
That,
just drop it in the comment section there. Like,
yeah.
Edit.
Well, you drop it on
Yeah, where's
YouTube.
the word copy the link? That's the first question.
It'll show up on
on her YouTube
StreamYard.
channel.
It'll show up on
Yeah,
StreamYard when you drop
that's
it.
what she's looking.
Yeah.
Go to your profile, search under your
No, the channel, just the channel name, or the
yeah,
or the or the video name.
Go to your content.
There's
Find-
numbers up above in that section on the top there where you see see on YouTube it'll say youtube.com watch TV watch question mark V. That's the part you copy.
in the kitchen. There you go, she's up there.
Let's see if I can find it for you. Here she is. All right, let's find her. We're going to find you right here. Right? Yep. So, what do I do? How do I copy? How do I? Lorelai.
No,
will do it.
it's on her side.
Well, I know, but I can drop her link. There you go. Now just put
Where is
that-
it?
I
Here?
can- yeah.
I'll put it. You're the one who didn't put it in here. Dude. I don't know.
There you go.
Yeah,
We
but
did
that's
it.
not her live stream. That's her.
But people will find it.
Okay.
She ain't gonna be able to do that drop the StreamYard one until she's all ready to go.
No, I'm going to do it again.
But not the her really
Yeah, it is.
was just not the content.
Hey, are you going out to eat again?
Us?
Yeah,
Well, we eat out too much.
yeah, no. That's why I asked.
So let's give her. Everybody gives her a thumbs up. Yeah, we're gonna go out and eat. Not tonight. We're in for the
I already
night.
ate the burger.
We try to go out on the weekends.
We ate
We
the
found a
burger.
new Asian restaurant though, didn't we? Where am I? There I am.
Mm.
We found a really, really good new Asian restaurant the other day, wasn't it? What
A
did you?
Thai.
A Thai restaurant?
Mhm.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Yeah, cheap too, but it was really good food. Some of the best Thai food we've had around here. So, so we try to go out on the weekends because Lorelai believes that she works so hard, I get to go out and have real food.
Well, you've had 11 people steady on here tonight for a long time.
Yeah, not bad, huh?
Mm.
You know, since we don't show any boobs or anything, you know, our numbers are kind of low. But if you want, you know,
Yeah,
start showing, I could start showing my boobs and maybe get the number.
there you go. Maybe
I,
you go down to Mardi Gras.
I don't know. Uh,
Maybe that was.
I told the Yank my next cooking video, I'm gonna cook topless.
Uh,
I'm gonna wear just my apron.
mm.
I'm excited about that.
That's too much.
He is. He said, "Oh, he's looking forward to that."
No.
What?
It'll be shameful on my marriage.
Who's whining?
Yeah, you tell
Do you
him.
need do you need some cheese to go with that wine?
I like cheese. I like cheese, man. Cheese is my favorite. James, good to have you in the house, man.
Yeah, but old Mr. Moneybags there does it all the time.
James
Yeah,
Robinson.
we eat out too much. Tim doesn't know what eating out is.
I'm having February 2nd.
You're going out February the 2nd?
Yeah, I had on premiere. I had too many of those beach ones in a row. I got one coming up Friday, but it's not a premiere, but
Yeah.
more of the Masao Beach there in Mindanao.
Yeah, we do a lot of premieres too. I'm gonna we do our little live stream, Jewel, every Tuesday nights.
Mine's on at 6 p.m. Whenever I always do it every other week because this is part of my life. This isn't my life, just so.
And then the Yank does his live streams on Fridays.
Fridays, yeah.
So
Whatever.
no. And hello to James. James is one of our good dear old friendies.
It's our first.
Jeanette Rolla Borgia vlog. Thank you for joining us. You're welcome here. You're welcome to drop your link or meet people, say hi to everybody, answer the questions that we propose, help us drive things off into the ditch, give us a shout out, hit a good thumbs up, whatever it is you want to do, you're welcome to do it on this live show.
Go ahead. Yep.
February the 2nd is Groundhog Day. It is.
Yeah.
Man, it is. It's already the 17th of January. It blows my mind how fast this month is going by. I mean, it's just crazy.
Yeah, it's only my birthday.
Oh,
Oh,
birthday.
what a comedian. You got a comedian in the house, too.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want a reminder.
Yeah.
My birthday is coming. Because he said
Uh-oh.
Valentine's.
Gonna
We
pinch
didn't
your own
want
inch.
money for
That's what
Valentine's.
I'm saying. You said money from Valentine's for my birthday.
How do you figure?
No.
You get treated nice every day. No February 14 gift.
That's right. No, so yeah, we got a lot going on in the next month, but we, try to do our live streams every Tuesday nights, and got a bunch of videos coming out. What?
Until Anthony and Friday.
Yeah, this is Friday nights. Yeah, he doesn't behave very well. He behaves on his, but when he's on,
Shit.
he doesn't mind causing trouble.
What a rat, man.
So.
Freaking rat.
But yeah, we got a lot going on coming up. We got a lot of videos I've been doing. I've been doing a lot of box openings and ordering things. I got some more fashion show videos I'm going to be doing, showing you what kind of supermodel I really am.
Oh.
So,
Wow, that's scary. I didn't know that one.
you can leave and go somewhere else.
I can unplug the Wi-Fi, you know that.
It's not midnight. So we got a bunch
Are you
of
doing a fashion show? What are you doing?
with a super- Yeah, but so February the 2nd, what are you doing on February the 2nd, Mr. Yank?
It's a video.
You got a video? You're not going out drinking and partying?
No, 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 no.
Just
It's a
coming out?
Philippine video.
Yeah. So,
Made all those up ahead of time before I came back.
yeah. Well, we didn't get a chance to make a lot of videos in the Philippines because of the freaking internet and power we had none. So, we've been able to
Yeah,
stock up a lot of footage.
it was a weird thing, but when I was in the province there, I had better signal than I did in the city.
We need to do some fishing videos this year
There you go.
and some other videos. And we're going to try to do some day trips. And we got hopefully some surprising things coming up in this next year. That would be kind of cool and interesting and keep us entertained.
Next year we just have a new year now.
This year. I mean, this year.
This year.
Whatever.
Oh yeah,
See, she's always trying to correct me.
yeah. Hey, busting your balls all the time.
Yeah, always.
You and
Always.
Bianca have the same attitude.
Always. Well, it's because we're superhumans.
Same attitude. What?
Yeah.
Yeah, busting my bubbles all the time.
We're not the troublemakers around here. You Filipinos are.
Busting his balls, not balloons. That's just a slang term.
It
Get
is.
all upset.
It is. But so what else you got planned? Anything exciting? Anything else going on? How many more weeks and months away do you think you are before you get
I
to
have no idea. I'll know later on this week.
Okay, so you get some info later on?
Yeah, I'm supposed to. Either way, I mean, once I know, then
Yeah.
I can start packing up the tent here.
Yeah.
Still got a couple cars to get ready too.
Yeah, well, set them out to the curb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not. I told the guy about my roll top desk here. A friend of mine never even bothered calling the day I moved out. I had my son there, so I didn't have to lift this sucker because it's a couple 100 pounds here.
Yeah.
And I dropped this thing. I dropped this top twice. My back already is bad, and this I felt for 3 months after that. Then I saw the guy, and his girlfriend died. One of his girlfriends died, so from COVID. So we all chipped in to help with her burial, and then the guy stiffs me, and I'm thinking to myself, just call, dude. I mean, you don't even call. What kind of person is that?
Well, maybe his head's not in the right place.
No, I don't know what it. He had brain surgery, and he's about 40. I don't know what he is now, 42, 43. He gets migraines pretty bad sometimes.
Yeah. Well, but I mean, after he lost his girlfriend and all of that.
Well,
just,
he's had this migraine. I mean, his scars look like a freaking road map. Let me tell you, I was sitting inside a neurosurgeon's office a couple times, and I've seen people in there that have been affected by either injury or whatever, and it's quite the experience. If you have any sense about you, you won't walk out of there thinking you got it bad anymore, because there's some messed up people that. I saw a young man was a teenager. He couldn't help what he was doing or saying. He had no control over himself.
Yeah, I've been in. I mean, my health sucks, but I'm better today than I've been in a while. I'm not great, but so I can only.
I find it hard to answer the question. How are you doing?
Yeah.
I hate it because. If I actually told you how I was doing, that would be a whole couple shows.
No,
Yeah.
exactly. And one thing I used to have to tell my dad was a big whiner and a big baby, and somebody would say, "Hi, how are you?" And he would want to tell them.
No,
I would tell
I
them,
got
nobody really wants to know how the hell you are. They're just being polite.
yeah. I got vertigo now, man. Um, I had three pressure points on my brain, and they took out the cyst to remove one of them. But ever since then, it's even worse. But I've woken up out of a sound sleep, dizzy, like as if I've been spun around all day,
Yeah.
and I couldn't move. I move a little bit, and I felt nauseous. Like I was. I couldn't stand up. And I finally made it to the. I just ran to the bathroom just in case,
Yeah.
and that sucked, boy. I never even had a hangover like that. I never. That was the worst experience I've ever had in my life. I get muscle cramps all over my bodies, and and oh God, take this away because it
Well,
it goes away when it wants to go away, and I mean, it makes me want to almost as bad and make me cry. It hurts that much.
there's a lot of things in my life that I wish would have never have happened. And
Sure.
suffering through that freaking coma is number one on the list. I mean, the adverse effects from it has been now year number 7. So
Yeah. Well, I woke up out of a sound sleep, Tim. I was sleeping, and then I woke up for like at 2 in the morning for no reason. I don't know why. I told my doctor about that. The COVID shots almost killed me, both of them. I'll never take that again,
and we didn't have
ever.
any issues with all the shots. I've had a whole bunch of COVID shots,
My
but
mom had it. My mom's 85. She had it. No problem. But me, I
yeah,
got mine I got mine at Moderna. I got mine at 10 in the morning, and by 6:30 at night, I was having chest pains. And being
yeah.
how I am, I just stayed here and I weathered the storm. But it was hurting. I got up and took my blood pressure once. My pulse rate was over the stroke range. It was
So
200.
James was recommending that we search YouTube for the frequencies for
Mm.
healing, relief, or whatever.
Yeah, you know what? There's a motivational doc. I forget the guy's name, and then there's another one,
Okay, James, I'll do that.
something Berg. Um, get all that information from him for nothing. I mean, all this research I've done on side effects of the medicines I take, these guys should be telling me, and I'm telling them. When I was taking oxycodone for the pain after the brain surgery, what it does is it restricts your chest, it tight, so your lungs don't open up all the way. And I went to the hospital. I took myself there, and I said, "Well, I'm having a problem. I can't yawn." What helped me was when I drink Coca-Cola, that belch, that burp, and that would give me room for
Yeah.
some reason. But one guy says to me, because my ulcer was bleeding, and he says, "Well, how long's this been?" I said, "About 2 weeks, but I'm becoming scared because it's every morning, dry blood." And he said, "So you figured you'd just come down here?" And I was so shocked by what he said because I have insurance. I ain't like one of these other folks that's sitting out in the waiting room. You know, I s- and When he walked away, I just thought to myself, now I know why they have security guards in a hospital, because this guy was being a dick. He was an a-hole, and that's his job there, is to tend to people that come in for things. You know, I didn't want to make an appointment with my doctor and have to wait. Well, I can't get you in for 3 weeks, that kind of stuff. I needed action now because I normally don't say anything about anything until I can't do it no more. I can't take it no more. You know.
Really, James, I didn't know this. I'm gonna, I
Yeah.
have a lot of things I would like to have some
For
relief
healing.
from. My joints have so much
Healing.
acid buildup in
I
them for
know.
some reason. So a pair of headphones while listening
That's
to
interesting.
for relief. You'll try it. You'll see.
Let me write that
I'm going to
down.
search for frequencies on like arthritis or joint
Is
pain.
that's just a Google search frequencies?
It's in YouTube.
Oh, YouTube search.
Keyword of the element. So that you
Oh,
want relief from, a pair of
okay.
headphones while listening is the best way. I really want to try that.
You know what? I got a friend in Australia there that comes to my channel, and
Okay.
he listens to this friend of mine, Steve Montelli's,
Yeah, I know.
and his voice it soothes him. It helps him sleep. And
Okay.
I told Steve when I was having a conversation with him, he said, well, is that good or bad? I said, well, no, it's good because the guy make your voice helps him relax. You know?
That is funny.
Yeah.
It really is. You know.
Well,
I,
there's a new guy. There's a new guy out there now that took over for that Peter Van Dever guy. Only this guy's got a little more brain power. I think he does it to like for views and subscribers and all that. Frank something. Frank. He's got an Italian last name. And at least that's the one he puts in there. So what do you? That's what you search with frequencies for healing. Okay, I'm
yeah.
gonna write, I'm gonna write that down and see what
I'm going to do that too, man. I'm going to try that because I could definitely use some
I'm writing it down now though. Because if I don't,
freaking relief.
part of my ailments was about 2016. I fell and hit my head on ice harder than I ever did in my life, and I worked with a concussion and everything. I even waited till I had a 4-day weekend before I went to the hospital.
Man.
I mean that. Oh my God, and that's affected me. I could be sitting here having a conversation with David in person, and then even on here, and a third person come in and start talking. I'll forget what the hell I was talking about.
Yeah, I have so much pain in
You'll
these.
have to remember. You'll have to remind me.
Just,
But you know what? You get no sympathy for hearing loss. You get no sympathy for back pain. You know,
um,
my second wife, she used to work with a guy. His family was big in real estate, and the good-looking jock guy had everything going for him. And he got hit one night after high school. He got hit and by a drunk driver,
ouch.
and he landed on his head. And he's got enough sense that people said to him, "Hey, you remember how you used to be toward, uh, people with issues, mental issues or handicaps?" He used
Yeah.
to he used to tease them all. Now he became one of them,
Yeah.
and he had enough melon there that he realized, you
What
know,
happened? Karma's a bitch.
yeah. So, I'm sure lots of
Yeah.
people.
Long term, I think my IQ definitely took a hit through my coma. I don't know if it was a lack of oxygen, but I no longer have the brain power that I ever had. And the other thing that happens to me, brain mentality wise, cognitive wise, is it gets stuck. I get stuck sometimes, but then physically though, my body's taking a
Hey,
hit.
after I had my surgery, I'm talking to the doctor and I'm stuttering. I never stuttered in my life.
Yeah.
And I used to be so witty, and sharp, and then after that happened, I could just care less about,
Hey
you know,
Tim, we have these noise canceling machines,
lights in my
white noise
bedroom.
machines, and I'm going to tell you that
Oh,
we
okay.
get more sleep, better sleep, longer sleep using a noise can. They only paid $100 each. I got a couple videos out about them myself, but I'm telling you, they put us to sleep and they work great.
I heard Tim about what this other one of my friends at work. He told me about this screen with these light. With, I forget what kind of screen it is. You look at you stare at it.
Hmm.
It's supposed to, like, get seasonal depression. Some people do.
Right, SIDS.
So I already had that. I mean, all this stuff is like, all of a sudden, I got all these problems with no answers. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah. Well, and my doctors tell me there's really not an answer. My joints are inflamed; they hurt like a mother. You know,
well,
as
you
long as
know
you're
what?
hard shot,
I
it's not a
I
lot of.
I I probably I wouldn't have been as when it came to the neurosurgeons and neurologists. That was a joke because the guy, the surgeons, after seeing them forever, I go down to the neurologist and he I fill out these 30 questions on this sheet. So the
Mhm.
first time I see him, next two times I see a student, and the fourth time I said, "Does he have me seeing a student?" I asked the assistant. She said, "Yeah." I said, "No, I want to see him." You
Right.
know, well, we hate to lose you as a patient. I said, "I'm giving you $50. You're a specialist, and I'm filling this shit out in the same sheet." And I threw it back at him. I'm like, this is crap. If those folks would have been, I would have been a little bit ticked. But if they would have been upfront with me right away, then I'd have been okay. I would have been a lot better at accepting the fact that I'll never be what I used to be. But they
Yeah.
strung me along for 4 years, and when I started figuring this thing out, that made me so freaking mad. They wasted my time and my money, and every time I went there, I thought I was going to get better when there was no chance of me ever being any different with the
Blue.
memory loss and all that stuff.
Well, I could see where blue lights would be a very calming effect. So,
We used to think
blue
it
to
was in
calm
the runway, man.
kids. They say not to use green.
Blue Christmas. You know what? We used to have these lights when I was a kid. They were the bigger bulbs. They were pretty popular at the time. I'm 61 now. They were those lights. The red, the green, and all that. That used to mesmerize me looking at them lights.
I'll tell you a horror story. In my coma, part of the one of the places I was tortured and beaten in was a room filled. It was a very small, bright white room that had a grid of all these tiny little LED lights, and every time I blinked because I couldn't move, but I had eye movement in one eye, but every time I would even attempt to blink, I would disturb this grid, and these
Hmm.
little flashes would go off, these bursts of these lights blowing up on me, in me, on me, whatever, and blinding me. So today, even yet today, I don't like Christmas lights
You
uh,
know, I
because
love them. Man, well, that set that we had on the tree forever, they don't exist anymore. But that stuff that came out after that was just so shitty. I thought, man, I remember those lights.
yeah, those
That was
retro ones that had the cool big bulb,
like,
you can
yeah,
buy.
they had the big. They were GE bulbs. They were
Yeah,
they were a good size.
yeah,
You know.
but these little
Oh, I,
tiny
I
lights.
I'd like to know, Tim, where did you buy these? Where did you buy these lights at?
But
Are
see,
they
I'm trying to
specialized?
see the lights in my coma were smaller than this, small
Mm,
about the size of a pinhead. So I've
mm.
actually put little LED lights in my office because I'm trying to deal with my phobia, I guess, after my coma about these damn things. So
Uh, yeah, that's a mind. Ain't that a mind blower, boy? You talk about getting effing with your mind. Oh, Jesus.
yeah, I was having
Mind is, oh, man. You know what? I realized that a lot of these things with minds, it's all theory, pretty much, because it isn't like a broken arm where you can set an arm and fix it right, within a few months or weeks. The brain is a complicated thing.
well, and then you got to learn your triggers. There are certain things for every health condition that's going to be a trigger. For the PTSD that I suffer from the coma, there's triggers. For my bad knees, there's a trigger. For the bad heart, there's a trigger. For your bad head, there's a trigger. And you have to learn those triggers so you can try to avoid those.
You know what? I went shopping one night, and my heart was. I think my heart was down to 52, and when I went shopping, I looked like I was on something, and I was holding on to that cart, and I almost dropped, but I kept biting. That's just the way I am. I just keep going till I can't go no more. But
Yeah, I've been there, done that. So,
I'm not,
all right,
because
it's 2 hours in. It's time for you know what?
look at this guy, man. He's a couple seconds over, and he's shooing everybody out the house.
Well, hey, there's no drinking allowed. There's no
Uh,
partying in.
wait a minute, though. I see, Tim. Where'd you buy these lights at? Can you just buy
Oh yeah,
Christmas lights that have the same effect, or is there a special one? Where would you go for that? That
let's see
kind
what.
of thing.
Yeah.
Blue Christmas lights.
Just use
Psychiatrist.
Christmas.
Okay.
So you saw a video, and we can carry on
Okay.
here, Tim. So you saw a video about
It'd
the
probably,
lights, or did you
it'd
show
probably
her
be hard.
a video of you using the lights?
It'd probably be hard to buy them right now. He uses the lights.
Just order them on Amazon. They're real cheap. I mean,
Yeah,
look.
you're
I mean,
Mr. Amazon.
I paid for these white lights for they're like $5 for these stupid things, and there's a whole lot.
So, I mean, can you order just blue ones from them, or do you gotta get a?
No, I promise you, I know this because I know you can
Okay.
order blue LED string lights. You can order them in a net. You can order them in a
Mhm.
string. You can order them in a cascading fall. So yes, I promise you, you can order yourself some blue LED lights
Yeah.
on Amazon.
What is today? Today's Tuesday.
So, but the question is, yeah. So let's see what Tim says.
I gotta go get my connections
So
done.
Tim made
Hmm.
a video to show his
Oh, you
thing.
did?
So he
Okay.
made a video about it.
Yeah, I'm sub to him. I just a good topic here tonight. It kind of led to what we're doing now.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? See, you bring up personal issues that happens to you uh, physically, mentally, and this is just as more information than I get from a guy giving him $50.
Hey, you can give me $50.
Nah.
Yeah.
You gotta save that money for the lady there.
Yeah. No, you give me, not me give
What did I
you.
say? What
Uh,
the hell? I was gonna write something down, but I forgot what it was.
frequencies. Remember, you were going to look at YouTube.
Oh, Tim's channel. Tim's video. That's right.
Okay, Tim about the blue lights.
I got his channel. I just okay.
Yeah. But you're going to look at blue lights on his. But you're
Yeah.
also going to go on and check out the YouTube channels about frequencies.
Yeah, I got that written down.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And you're going to order some Amazon, some blue lights.
Well, after I go through the educational part,
Come on. So that's what we're going to do.
put pressure on me to buy them now.
Well, shout out to your live stream for Friday night. What time are you starting? 5:05 p.m.
Level 5, yeah.
So everybody come join us on the Yanks. And I will be back live once again Tuesday night with very interesting, thought-provoking questions that hopefully will derail us into a
Yeah, possibly divorcing topics. That kind of thing.
yeah, I like to
Well, David will be by Friday, so somebody will see you
yeah,
before Tuesday.
I'll be there Friday. As
We
always.
always give David a shameless plug on that.
Studies indicate that red lights has the most
Yeah,
mood changes.
yellow
Followed by
light.
blue light, green light reduces feeling
Yeah.
depressed. That's what I heard. Because green, okay, one thing, this is
Change.
so red
Well,
light, I think red light does have the greatest effect on your mood, changes it, but to
uh,
green, it takes away the feeling of pressure. Green's offensive.
when I was in the factory, that green, we had green walls, and it's like a tranquil color. It
But the spectrum of green light is different from a green
if
color.
if any light will help you, even in the slightest, it's worth the $10 on for the lights or whatever.
I can imagine, yeah, just yellow pisses us off. Um,
Hmm.
Yeah, red pisses off. Green makes us uncomfortable or no longer, feeling
I
or yellow arrives. And yeah,
I love, when I got back to the Philippines this past year, I was so freaking happy, man. Oh, so happy.
maybe that's why so many people really enjoy fish tanks because of the blue lights. Because you get a blue, whether you have white lights or not, through the
Mhm.
wall you get a blue effect. So maybe that's why fish tanks are so extremely popular. And that's part of why we put one in our house. Now, I got it for myself, but now my wife has it. So I had to buy myself another one. So, but all right, gentlemen, we will see everybody Friday night and or next
Friday night, man. David will be there.
Next Tuesday night, 5:30 as always, live
Yep.
with us. Hopefully Lorelai will be nice to me that night. And
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah.
and take care,
Well,
guys. Appreciate
she
you.
She did help. You did help her get that birthday thing taken care of. So, all right, guys. Hey, see you, everybody. Good night.